So I'm in this conversation with a group of men, and one man is upset because he feels as though his girlfriend prioritizes her kids above him. Now, mind you, these aren't his kids. These are kids that she had from a previous relationship. And here's what we have to understand as men when we get into relationships with women who already have kids. You don't come first. If you want to come first, stay in the relationship there where you put the kids. You come first there. And when you go into a household with a woman who already has kids, those kids come before you because she has a primary responsibility to those kids. And what you have to understand as well is that if these are her kids that she gave birth to, she has a connection, a bond, and a love for them kids that's a million times greater than any type of love she's going to have for you. At least that's how it's supposed to be. And that's how you should expect it. You know what I'm saying? So coming in as a man, you shouldn't feel some kind of way that a woman prioritizes her kids that aren't your kids above you, because you may not always be there. You know what I'm saying? So don't feel some kind of way because of that. She's actually being responsible.
So when it comes down to who's first, it's a couple reasons why many of us are screaming, ain't no man never going to be over my kids. You know why? Number one, because some of us ain't never met a man. Some of us have never met a man that we could trust. No, some of us have never experienced unconditional love. So we just can't fathom putting somebody over our children like that. Like the ones we done met. Because some of us have never met a real man, including our daddies. Let's just call it what it is. Daddy wasn't right, and everything after him wasn't right. And so therefore, we just can't fathom putting nobody up over our children like what we done met. That's one reason. Another reason why some of us are screaming that a man ain't never going to be over our children is because we know what it's like to have somebody raggedy up over us. Some of the people that our mothers chose were raggedy.
It is a known fact that women love their kids more than they'll love their man and their husband. I'm not speaking for everybody. You have some outliers that might try to balance the two, but overall, a woman's nurturing self, she's going to put her kids first in every situation, regardless if you're a provider, protector. She cares about her kids more. You are secondary. That's just the way they're mechanically wired. Not saying your kids don't love you, but her woman ultimately, when decisions come, will put them first before you. Their needs, their wants, their ambitions, and their dreams. Yours are secondary, and she'll try to make you acquiesce to theirs, regardless if you have of your own. It's just the way.
Guys, wifeys, let me tell you about a wife that puts her children before her husband. A wife that prioritizes her children before her husband. Let me tell you about that kind of home. That home is a home that does not have order. That home is a dysfunctional home. It can never be functional because God has put out a structure, has laid out a pattern of how the order of the home should be like. We see in the book of Genesis, God is talking about male, female, and he said, multiply and be fruitful. God, we see when we read the book of Genesis, we can see that God spoke about Adam, Eve, and then there was the children. That is the order that God has put in place. And there's a reason why God has structured things to be like that. You see, the moment your child comes in between you and your husband, the moment your child becomes before your husband, there is a disorder in that family. It's very much normal for us as women to want to put our children first, to want to nurture our children. But just because it looks or seems like a good thing to do does not make it a right thing to do. Listen, those children are going to grow up one day. Those children are going to leave you one day. Those children are going to have their own wives and husbands one day, and you are going to be left with a stranger in the house because you have allowed your marriage to be all about children. Some couples don't know how to relate outside the children, especially when the kids are still young. They don't know how to relate outside of that. Do not camp on the stage of nurturing your child to a point that you neglect your husband. Yo, guys, some wives even go as far as reprimanding the father in front of the child as to, don't talk to the child like that in front of the child. You are planting a seed on that child to disrespect his father. That is why when the father says no to the child looks at you as the mother, because they want you to say something that will favor them. We always say we want to give our children the best things that we never had. And most of the time when we say that, we refer to materialistic things. The best gift that you can ever give your child as a mother and as a wife is the respect that they see you give their dad. It's a warm home. It's building your home. Because at the end of the day, we see your marriage through your children. You don't have to tell us how your marriage is going and everything. Your child says everything. We look at the child and we can tell how the marriage is. So let's be careful. Let us be careful not to place our children before our husbands.
Dating someone with kids means you will never be priority number one. And not everyone can handle that.